Hello everyone, Kristina here. Welcome to another live stream here at my YouTube channel. Tonight I'm going to be playing with this die from my January release. I particularly loved this card that I created using the die, and so I thought I would kind of take a little different spin on this same card design using the die itself. So I'm going to use these same exact colors of cardstock, and I happen to have a bunch of cardstock strips already cut out. I will show you my bin of cardstock strips, which is kind of insane. All right, look at this. I have this bin of cardstock strips, and most of them are C9 colors. I used a die from Mama Elephant to die cut all of these probably like a year ago, maybe even longer than that. And so every time I need to do like strips, I just grab these. So they're the same colors that are on top here. So we've got Poppy, Honeysuckle, Ballet Slipper, Cranberry, and then Midnight. Those are the colors. So I'm just going to use the same exact colors, but this time, in fact, I might end up having to cut some more because I was thinking I would have the diagonal stripes or strips of cardstock run the entire length of the die, and then I would cut them out like that. Also, if I'm going to be like cutting it out, I can probably get like a 2-for-1 out of this, right? All right, I'm going to get a full sheet adhesive. I like to use one from Altenew. All right, so these are full adhesive sheets from Altenew. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it to, we're going to have it be on some just like really inexpensive computer paper. And I'm going to cut down this adhesive sheet so that it is A2 sized. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm adhering the full adhesive sheet just right up into this corner of this really inexpensive computer paper. And then I'm just going to cut it exactly to that size. And then I'll start adding all the paper strips. Okay, so basically I just need to cut Ballet Slipper and Honeysuckle just to replenish those. Oh, I thought it was Mom Elephant, but it's not. It's Simon Says Stamp, strips 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure that's what I used because this is the correct width for those. Perfect. All right. Lovely. And if I remember correctly, they were a little bit hard to get out. I'd have to like bend the die, but then eventually they would start to come out. There we go. This is almost the same color as my hoodie that I'm wearing, which I think is hilarious. Okay, I'm just gonna poke these out. And then it can start to get the colors popping out. So Midnight followed by Cranberry. All right, and then we've got Poppy. You almost have to like slide it in and apply it, press it down like a little bit at a time as it goes across. All right, then we've got Honeysuckle. I'm really hoping I can get like 2 cards out of this one background. Pretty sure I'll be able to, but it's the same. Okay. And then I'm just going to start repeating the pattern. And I've got like just these little tiny itty bitty corners. So I think instead of having it be a perfectly A2 card, I think I'm going to go ahead and use my A2 die from my Essentials die set, and it will cut it out just slightly. Well, actually no. I will have to do one of the Waffle Flower A2 dies. So I'll just do the next size in. It's pretty close. Actually, we'll do the second one in. Okay. And I'm going to do a rough cut just so I can see where the edges are, so I can line up my die a little bit more easily. I'm going to die cut that center area. I'm taking from my A2 thin frames dies. We want the interior because it will cut out perfectly. And then we take the Love You So Much die and we put that one in there as well. And we're going to cut it all at once and get 5 million pieces. Okay, so I just want to make sure I have everything lined up just right. I'm going to take a moment, and then I'm going to use a little bit of some low tack tape just to hold it all in place. So I'll just do that right there, that right there. All right, then we'll run this through my die cutting machine. Okay, let's hope this worked. So I'll pull this up. I'm going to put that die back where it should be. This right here, hopefully that cut through everything okay. I'm pretty sure it did. And then lift up this one. There we go. And then we'll have to take all that apart. So sorry, 1 minute, y'all. My mom just called me and she knows I'm live, so I'm not sure why she's calling. I'm going to mute me for a minute. I'm just going to call her real quick. Hold on. It was a pocket dial. No worries. A pocket dial is the only thing that really makes sense unless there's an emergency. So, okay, here we go. So now I can get the border there. And then I've got a really thin little striped border that I could use for something. Really cute. A little striped border. And then now I've got the Love You So Much, which, hold on, I'm just going to get this die set put away. I'm going to work on popping all these little areas out. So the thing that's really fun about this particular die is that it doesn't cut the outside line. Does that make sense? Like you could have it because I had that frame cut the outside. You don't have to cut the outside line. It could cut out of the front of your card, and you can make a shaker card that way. Oh, this would be so cute as a shaker. Are we gonna make a shaker tonight? We might make it a shaker tonight. It would be amazing as a shaker. Okay, so now we have all of that as stripes. So cute. I kind of think I want to do the frame in gold. Oh, that's kind of cute where it's got like it's off, like it doesn't match up on it, like cut marks. There we go. And now we have our cute little gold frame. Let's start building the shaker. We need some acetate. So I'm just going to give, put some little dabs of glue on the little interior. And then I'm going to go around the outer edge. And I'll just glue this down. There we go. Just press it gently. And then I can just puzzle piece this in. So then it puts that little itty bitty gold frame on the outside, right along this edge. I just need to cut the white to be the exact same size. Now we're going to put together the shaker part. These are 3mm, very narrow foam strips. These are going to be perfect just to hold up our shaker area. These are from scrapbook.com. So I'll just get the edge here. Now I'm going to come back to my Misty. Take out the kind of like mouse pad that's in there. I'm going to really press down on those foam strips, make sure they're really adhered. And then I'm going to peel up the release paper. Okay. And I'm going to grab my sequins. Now my favorite sequins, seriously, of all time, they are Iridescent Moonshine from Picket Fence. All right, carefully open that, get a bunch, put it right there in the center. I think that's probably going to be plenty. I've got one sequin that's like popped up on top of the foam. So put that in. I'm going to push it into the corner again just to be sure. And then I'm going to take my cardstock straight to that corner and then press it down. Oh, I had one little sequin that escaped. That's okay. So I'm going to press all the way around just to make sure that really is adhering and encapsulating all the sequins. There we go. So we just got that little sparkle in there. It would be really pretty with glitter too, but I can't bring myself to put loose glitter into a shaker because I have yet to see a glitter shaker that doesn't make a mess. So I think I'm probably going to end up stamping this a couple of times because I want to make sure that it's not missing anything. So I'm going to put in a sticky mat. And then I'll just have my cardstock right there. And we want our diagonal stripes going that direction. Okay. And we're going to stamp in Midnight ink. That's what I used for the original card, and I think it looks really nice. I've got like all this stuff all over my work surface here. So it's like making all these weird tapping noises. Okay, this diagonal background stamp, is very dainty. So I'm barely going to press it down because I don't want it to blob out and get really thick lines. That's pretty good. In fact, I might not restamp that. So that would be our card like that. That's pretty good. I'm not even going to restamp it because I'm afraid if I tried to restamp it, you know, it might not look quite as nice. And the areas where it's just, there's some little gaps, it's mostly in the center where the shaker will be anyway, so it won't really matter. Taper in or adhesive on the back, and I'm almost out of this one. Wouldn't be surprised if it decided to run out right as we're finishing this card here. Oh, I'm in luck. It's not going to make me put the refill in yet. Okay. And now we've got our little shaker that's going to go right there. It's a different take on that first card. So I'm going to put taper in or adhesive on the back of the shaker. Oh, just ran out. I'll use a little bit of liquid glue just to finish it off. The liquid glue is kind of nice because it gives me a little wiggle time. Okay, press that down along the edges really well. So cute. I love how that. All right, I'm gonna grab another card base. Maybe let's switch it up and we'll do a craft colored card base. And that could go right there. From my same release, we've got the Mixed Greetings Love stamps. And I've been waiting for a good opportunity to use this one that says, love you, like you, adore you. And I think that would be really, really cute. Just like right in the center right there. Put it over the top and kind of envision. Oh, that would be really cute, actually. And I'm getting this kind of lined up. When I go to stamp it, I want to make sure that it's not going to get too, like, filled in or whatever. And thankfully, looks like my Midnight ink pad is not too juicy. Okay. All right, I'm gonna press it down. Oh, I don't even need to stamp that a second time. I think that looks great. I might anyway, just to get that one little corner a little bit better though. Just making sure it's in that corner again. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. That looks perfect. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Ooh, and I have an idea of what to do to like tie it in too. And I think I do want a little red heart. So I can cut out just a little tiny heart. Is that going to be the right size? Yeah, I think that would be the right size. I'll just put those little hearts right there. Do I have? Oh, that's cute. It even cut out the whole row. Yay. Put a little dab of glue on the heart area. Oh, that's cute. Just having that popped up just a little bit. I think that's really going to be great. And then let's put some foam adhesive on the back of the frame. I'm going to go to a less thick foam. So this is actually the 2mm, I believe, from scrapbook.com. And I think I can do 3. And that'll be like, I'm using like 3 of the strips all at once. And it'll be the perfect width for this frame. And using the foam tape to adhere will give it some stability for when I go to adhere it. So that'll be nice. I didn't plan to do 2 cards tonight, but I could not resist using this little frame. I kind of like the narrow strips of adhesive from scrapbook.com because if you need it to be wider, you just adhere more than one at a time. And I think it works great. Okay, here we are. Here's our frame. It's not perfectly straight, but it's close enough. And then I was thinking to finish off this card design, I would do some white dash lines, but have them look a little bit squiggly. So they would be like, go. Yes, 2 for 1. We love cards like that. Okay, so here was the original card inspiration where we took the design from. And then we created a shaker card. You know what? That little red die cut heart, I'm kind of wanting to put red glitter on it. Do I do it? Do I put the red glitter on? Okay, I've got a big glob on there right now. I'm gonna like spread it out a little. It's such a little tiny heart. It's hard to have glitter on it. But I do like it. I don't know if you can even see it. It's very dainty. So here are all 3 cards finished. I love how this turned out. I love that I basically made 2 cards in about an hour. Kind of crazy. And it's just because I reused a lot of the things that I was, already doing for the one card itself. Now you could, if you wanted to, I could have, done my little background before I cut it out with the die. I could have made it just slightly larger than what I wanted it to end up being. But then I thought in my head, wait, if I just do a full card front, then I can cut out the frame and I can have, 2 for 1. So sometimes that works out when you're doing projects. You can think ahead a little bit and like, okay, how can I maximize this, get the most bang for my buck? And that's basically what I did here. I did not plan to do this second card tonight, but once I got into doing this die cut for the shaker, then I realized that I could, get that second frame. So super fun. I love that. All right, so those are the cards for tonight. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back later this week with more crafting inspiration. I hope you'll come back and join me. And thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.